The doctor comes in and he tells me, yeah, you have breast cancer. And I'm like, wait, what? I don't think that I did know that guys could get breast cancer before that. I was originally misdiagnosed stage 2. I should have been diagnosed stage 3, and then it progressed to stage 4. My first time that I noticed something was wrong, I was literally just putting on some deodorant in the morning, and I felt a lump, and I was like, that's weird. It was maybe the size of a pea, or maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a bean, and I went on with my day. Because that's what guys do, right? About 4 months went by and no change. We were visiting our friends down in Georgia. I was walking by him and he gave me a titty twister, right? But it dropped me to my knees. Like I fell to the ground. And I was like, I mean, those things generally don't feel good, but they're generally not excruciating flash of pain that goes up into my neck. And I was like, maybe this is connected to this, and that's probably not good. I had a primary care visit coming up, and I brought my little list. And one of the things on there was like, yeah, I have this lump. I don't know what it is. My primary care physician listed off about 10 things that it could be, none of which were breast cancer. But out of an abundance of caution, he was like, well, let's send you to a mammogram anyway. And I'm like, a what? Like, a mammogram? What are you talking about? So I go to the mammogram and they're trying to compress as much breast tissue as they can into the mammogram. But I sat there, and this is my first time seeing a scan, right? I have no idea what I'm looking at. And so I just decided to ask her. I was like, so what's going on? And I said, do I have cancer? And she said, I can't tell you that. I said, all right. She goes, the doctor will be in a couple minutes and they'll be able to confirm or tell you what's going on. I said, okay. She said, but what I can tell you is that your life is going to start moving incredibly fast and incredibly slow all at the exact same time. Nothing that has been said to me since that day has probably been more to the truth, right? The past 3 years have gone by like in 4 days, and it's also been like 40 years. But I don't think that I did know that guys could get breast cancer before that. And I think that goes back to the big overarching problem here, which is it's not the fact that breast cancer is not talked about because it's a really small number. It's literally the fact that breast cancer is more fatal in men than women. And the reason is because we are diagnosed so much later. We have all kinds of social and psychosocial issues going on. There's emasculation, there's dealing with a woman's disease. There's all of these things that come into play. Where I live in Massachusetts, I go to Dana-Farber, which is, an amazing place to go. It's a top level cancer center. And more importantly, Dana-Farber has the only male breast cancer department in the world. But when I step out onto the 8th floor of Dana-Farber, right, where all the breast cancer docs are seen and all those things, I step onto the Susan F. Smith Center for Women's Cancers. I belong there. I have breast cancer. When you first start Googling, like, you can't even find anything. Or everything that you find is written for women, right? And when I took it home and tried to read through it, none of it applied to me. None of it. There was no pictures of people like me. Everything was she, her. I don't belong in this disease. And it's very clear that the disease doesn't want me in it, yet I'm still battling this disease. So I've been told straight to my face, Jake, men have too much voice in this world. You're not taking mine away from me. And I'm like, I am not trying to take away your voice. I am literally just trying to make mine heard and just let people know that guys can get breast cancer, right? That's the end of my mission. I'm not there to take away anybody's voice. I'm literally just there to make sure that people aren't in the situation that I was at 52 years old, where I didn't even know. But if you're a human mammal, you have breast tissue, and therefore you are susceptible to breast cancer. In 2019, I was almost 300 pounds. I had a stroke in 2018. I was completely stressed out. I was completely unhealthy. And what I decided to do was, instead of just trying to put less food in my face and exercise more, right? I decided to try to tackle the root causes of why I gained weight. I walked off 120 pounds during COVID. That's what I did. 21 and 22 was the beginning of Jake 2.0, right? So then 2023 rolls around and I'm like, wait, what? I have cancer? But I will tell you, that if I hadn't done that work, I would be dead by now. When I was told you have cancer, I have overcome a lot of things in my life, and I have overcome a lot of things over the past couple years. What's one more thing? Over the winter, I was in probably the hardest emotional and mental state of my entire cancer journey, right? It wasn't chemo, it wasn't radiation, it was survivorship, and this notion of survivorship, right? Survivorship to me, even though I'm stage 4 and survivorship doesn't necessarily apply to me, and everybody just expects you to just, hey, you can go back to work, and you can go, it's so great that you can, and you're like, I have gone through hell for the past two years or whatever your time frame is. I am not that person. I just started thinking, okay, I can't be Jake 2.0 anymore, right? That person doesn't exist, especially through this lens of stage 4 cancer. So Jake 3.0 sort of came out a couple weeks ago, which is, the entirety of what I decided to change and let go of, and the stuff that wasn't serving me. So I did 20 weeks of chemo. I did 4 on the Red Devil, and then I did 16 on Taxol. I go to my initial mastectomy. So I have a full mastectomy, a right side mastectomy from here to here. My nipple's gone. It's a big giant scar. They did not get clear margins after that first surgery. The morning of my mastectomy, everybody's like, okay, he had cancer and now it's out, right? And we're all celebrating because we're like, okay, the cancer's finally out. Now and they're, and then they're like, oh, sorry, we did not get clear margins and we have to go back in. And that was hard, right? That was not easy. About a month later, we are in the planning phase for radiation. And my radiation oncologist is like, so, hey, I found a couple things when we were doing your dosimetry to try and get all the angles right for your radiation. I found a couple more tumors. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? I was diagnosed stage 3 at Dana-Farber. And then they were like, oh, and we found this one spot of metastasis on your hip, which moved you to stage 4. I had sort of had a soft launch of being stage 4, right? I had been stage 4, but then been NED for 10 months, right? So I had 10 months to accept that I was stage 4, even though I was NED. I take 3 daily pills, but 2 medications, right? It's endocrine therapy, because at the end of the day, I have estrogen-positive breast cancer, right? Which is another thing that makes guys go all squirrely with, right? Estrogen. No, we all have estrogen and we all have testosterone in our bodies. We have both of those hormones in our bodies. But the thought process is that if we block and or get rid of the majority of the estrogen in his body, then the likelihood of breast cancer recurrence is best. So I'm on 2 medications, Tamoxifen and Verzenio. Well, being on the endocrine therapy is very difficult. I'm having hot flashes. My wife, my wife's having hot flashes and I'm having hot flashes. I'm like, oh. When I truly became stage 4 and truly was told that I'm on a condensed timeline. Nobody said, oh, you have 2 years to live or anything like that, right? But at the end of the day, unless, and there's things coming out all the time, unless somebody comes up with the cure for stage 4 breast cancer, this is going to be the thing that takes me out. I need to get the most amount of done that I could possibly do on this timeline that I've been given.
All right.
I hope that you guys are having the best day possible.
That's when they did my last PET scan and they were like, so the tumor on your hip is either dead or dying, which is great. But in the same conversation, my radiation oncologist was like, oh, but there's this other little spot that's in your chest that we're now starting to be concerned about. And I'm like, I just wanted the first set of news. Like, that would have been amazing. When this endocrine therapy stops working, then we'll find the next line of treatment, right? And then when that stops working, we'll find the next line of treatment. There was a guy that reached out to me and he said, hey, I've been following you for about a year because I had male breast cancer 12 years ago. And I went through treatment and I've been in remission and nothing's coming back. But he goes, 5 people in my life knew I had breast cancer. Everybody else just knew I was sick or I had cancer, but I was too afraid of the reactions of people to tell people that I had breast cancer. And I've been watching you for a year, and you made it okay enough. You made me not feel afraid enough that I changed my Facebook profile to breast cancer survivor. Really, the hard part of this disease is the isolation. Cancer is isolating in itself. When you're in a rare cancer and it took me almost 2 full years to meet in person another guy with breast cancer. That's how rare this is. So my call to action is, hey, everybody, guys can get breast cancer. And you need to know that, so that when you're 52 years old and you're sitting in that bathroom and you're putting on deodorant, somewhere along the line, somebody will have told you that guys can get breast cancer and that synapse fires, and you don't wait 6 months to go get checked. Women are taught in 6th grade health class, right? That, or whenever you go through health class, that you're taught that women, if you find a lump, you tell somebody, right? You tell a trusted adult, you tell your doctor, you tell somebody. Men are never taught that. And one of the things that I would do every time I would go to chemo is I'd walk up the stairs with my phone and I'd be like, we are taking the stairs until we can't. And then we'll take the elevator, right? But we're going to take the stairs until we can't. And it's funny, that became a thing. Over every week, people were like, he's still taking the stairs. And like, I made it all the way through my last chemo appointment. My mantra during that time was, you take the stairs until you can't. Whatever that means to you and whatever hardship is going on in your life, you take the stairs until you can't. There's a beautiful life outside, and living with cancer, you just have to have your eyes open enough and your mind open enough to acknowledge it. It made me stronger to be able to do what I do now. Does that make sense? All of those things, all of those heartache, all of the hard physical pain, the emotional pain, it leads to where we're at now. Don't get me wrong. There are times my emotions come out on social media. Don't get me wrong. There are times when it's not a good day. But I try to always have a lesson, right? My tagline at the beginning of all my social posts is, hey guys.
Hey guys. Hey guys, so I've got a plan. Hey guys, happy Monday.
But my tagline at the end of my social media post is, I hope you're having the best day possible.
Hope that you guys are having the best day possible. Hope you guys are having the best day possible. Hope you guys are having the best day possible.
Not every day is going to be a good day, right? Not every day, not by a long shot is every day going to be a good day. But you can choose to make it the best day possible. You can choose to have the best possible outcome of your day.